In this lecture, we will study what are called cascode configurations. We will see that this configuration involves two MOS, and we will see that one of the MOS will be in common source, other will be in common gate mode when this configuration is used as amplifier. But there are two main applications of this configuration, cascode configuration. The first is as improved current source, and second is as a as an amplifier with more gain. So first we will see its application as a current source. So what we want from a current source is ideally this kind of model. So here current is independent of this voltage across the node, and the impedance is infinite. So here if you see the impedance between node A and B, it will be infinite. For that we can follow the Thevenin rule to find out the impedance. So where we remove the independent source, so that means node A and node B will be deprived of this current source, and then now you can see that there is open path, or you can, even if you connect any voltage source, there will be no current. So ideal current source has infinite input impedance across its terminal, and the current is independent of the voltage across terminal. So this condition gets fulfilled if you have MOS without channel length modulation. So in this case, we know that between drain and source, this will act like a current source given by value ID, where ID will be 1 by 2 mu n COX W by L VGS minus VTH whole square, provided you are able to maintain the gate to source voltage constant. Right. So if we are using MOS under this assumption, then that is fine. However, as soon as we go for channel length modulation, in that case, the same MOS then gets replaced by a current source with value ID and a resistor R naught in parallel with it. Here. Although this R naught is going to be very large, but this current source is no longer the ideal, this current source. So suppose we want to improve this current source. So improving this current source, improving MOS as a current source implies making R naught larger and larger, ideally infinite. Recall that this R naught is because of this slope that we have here, ID versus VDS in saturation. Here this. So ideally it should have been like this. This is the ideal, but this is the actual one. So here if we can reduce this slope, in that case the drain current will become independent of, more and more independent of drain to source voltage. And this slope is 1 by R naught. So when we increase R naught, this slope will decrease and the current will become less and less dependent upon the terminal voltage. So the cascode configuration that we are now going to study actually implements this requirement, that it tries to make the impedance between the current source nodes larger and larger. So what is the basic idea behind increasing the impedance? So here we have to increase the impedance, say looking from drain towards source. Now you can take for simplicity source as ground. In that case you will have to put a gate at certain voltage. So if we increase this impedance, we will be increasing this R0 and then we will move towards the ideal condition. And we have seen that if we degenerate the source, that means if we put a resistor between source and ground, then the impedance looking from here for lambda not equal to 0 will be more than the without degeneration case. For this case, of course, it will always be infinite. So we are always talking about this scenario. So whether we use cascode as current source or whether we use cascode as amplifier, we always target these two applications by keeping in mind that this part cannot be neglected. Okay, so whenever we say cascode, that means channel length modulation is being included. So we know that a degenerated source degenerated MOS offers large impedance. So in this case, RO is going to be RS plus R0 plus GM into R0 RS. So it is this idea which is basically used to increase the output impedance or the impedance between drain and source for a current source. So then question comes how to create this RS, and since we want this R0 to be very large, for R0 very large, RS should also be very large. And the simplest way to implement a large RS is to use another MOS. So this implies RS can be R0 of another MOS. So we put another MOS below the source like this. So this we have for RS. So now if you put the gate voltage of this MOS fixed, we will have a fixed R0, and then in this case RO can be calculated as, so RS gets substituted by R01 and then we have R0 of second MOS, then GM of second MOS, then R01 and R02. And this quantity is going to be very large. Actually, here GM will be of order of millisiemens, tens of millisiemens, and R0 is usually of hundreds of kilo or even mega. So this factor itself is going to be 100. So this is already 10 raised power 5. So on the whole, this will be of typically of order of 10 raised power 7 in the worst case. So this R0 can now be approximated as GM2, R01, R02, and this will be very rarely less than of order of 7. So it will be more than 7 order. So in this case, you can see that now we will have a current source with resistor R0, which will be much more than the R0 that single MOS would have offered when single MOS is used as current source, or even this, whatever. And this ID can be calculated by ID for this. So ID can be approximated by 1 by 2 mu m COX W by L VG1 minus VTH whole square. So here, so the same current will flow through both the MOS. So the net current that will flow through this configuration is going to be given by this, and actually there will be factor 1 plus lambda V ds also. But now that impedance is very large, so this ds variation will have very less effect. So this factor in fact can be neglected, and what you will get is current approximately equal to this. So this is one of the main applications uh, in creating a more ideal current source, better practical current source rather. So now we will move to application of this configuration as amplifier. So here you can see that we have simply stacked one MOS above another. So now there will be a drain current flowing through this. So one can ask how to use this as amplifier. So second main application of cascode configuration is cascode as an amplifier. So this is cascode. In this case, what we do is we put the input at the gate of first MOS and take the output from the drain of the second MOS. And then we have RD here. This way. So here one thing to note is that input is connected to one MOS. However, output is being taken from the second MOS. So if you recall all the previous amplifiers that we discussed, then both the input and output were attached to single MOS, and that is why all those amplifiers they are called as single stage amplifier. However, here you can see that input is connected to first MOS, and then you can interpret that this produces a voltage here, intermediate voltage Vx, and in this interpretation, this first MOS can be looked upon as common source configuration, and then this Vx is sensed by the second MOS, the source of the second MOS, and output is taken from the drain. So in this configuration of the second MOS, you can see that gate is not being used. So that means gate is common. So the second MOS acts like common gate amplifier. So here what we have is two amplifiers, uh, what is called cascaded. That means the output of one amplifier is fed to the input of the second amplifier, and output is taken from the usual output port of the second amplifier. So in this interpretation, this cascode is what is called cascade of common source and common gate amplifiers, right? So we will now try to find what is the voltage gain and what is the input impedance, what is the output impedance for this configuration. So I have already pointed out that we consider this configuration only when we want to include the channel length modulation. So for the current source, we have already seen that if we neglect the channel length modulation, then a single MOS acts as perfect ideal source and there is no point in going for cascode configuration. Similarly here also, quickly we can see that if we neglect the channel length modulation, then there will be no advantage offered by this configuration over a single common source case. So just to convince ourselves, uh, AV voltage gain of cascode for lambda is equal to 0. So in this configuration, we simply substitute each of the MOS by model. So this is second MOS. Here we have RD. This is where we are taking output from. And then here we have first MOS. Source is grounded and gate is fed with Vi. So in this case, you can see that output is minus RD. Let us say current is I0. I0. Now this I0 is GM2, VGS2, and the same current then flows to the first MOS also, and this is equal to GM1, VGS1. So this output basically becomes minus RD, GM1, VGS1, and now VGS1 is basically equal to Vi. So you can see that voltage gain for cascode with lambda equal to 0 is minus Gm RD, or lambda is equal to 0. So we see that this is the same as the voltage gain that you would have obtained from a single transistor common source configuration if you take output from here. So there is no advantage of using two transistors if this were true, which actually will not be the case in real life. So now we will take the real case, that means lambda is not equal to 0, and then try to find out the voltage gain of this configuration. So AV voltage gain of cascode for lambda not equal to 0. So now we will try to find what is the voltage gain, and we will see that actually there are three ways in which this voltage gain can be found out. So first is of course using the small signal model of the complete circuit, which we will call as the first principle, and this technique will always be valid given any circuit, however large it might be. One can always substitute the MOS by their suitable small signal model. and which will reduce the circuit to a linear network or circuit of registers and dependent sources, and then one can apply KCL and KVL at suitable locations to find out the desired quantity, which is output voltage in this case. So in this case, we will have the small signal model like this. This is MOS 2. And this is MOS 1. Right. So here we can set up the KCL at these nodes, say D2. So IU will be equal to IG2 plus IR2, and IU is minus VO by RD. IG2 is GM2 VGS2. IR2 is VO, and this is VS2 voltage. VO minus VS2 divided by R02. So this becomes GS2 becomes minus VS, GM2 VS2 plus VO minus VS2 divided by R02. VO by RD. So here we have unknown VS2, this voltage. Now the same current I0, it splits here, then combines and again starts flowing through the first MOS as well, I0, which splits into two different currents. So the second equation that we will have to write is KCL at drain 1. So here we have I0 equal to GM1 VGS1 plus IR1, which is this current, and VGS1 is VI, and this is VS2 divided by R01. And we have already found out this I0 from here, which is equal to minus RD by, VO by capital RD. So now we have equation 1 and equation 2. So you can see that VS2 can be eliminated and one can find out ratio of VO to VI. So one can complete this analysis, and we'll arrive at voltage gain given by following expression. So the voltage gain final for the cascode with channel length modulation will be given by minus GM1 RD R01 into 1 plus GM2 R02 divided by RD plus R01 plus R02 plus GM2 R01 R02. So expression is of course bigger because we have two transistors and with lambda not equal to 0 for both of them. Since we interpreted cascode configuration as a configuration containing common source and common gate, so we would like to see that whether we have any advantage in terms of gain over a single stage or not. That means we would like to interpret the gain of this overall, possibly in terms of gain of this. And unless we get a gain more than that of each of these, there will be possibly not much uh, attraction in using this configuration as an amplifier. So let us rearrange it, and here you can see that we have GM1 RD, and then we can separate the remaining terms R01 GM2 R01 R02 divided by RD plus R01 R02 GM2 R01 R02. This is the gain of course, ideal current common source amplifier when we do not have uh, lambda included there. Right. So, so here looking at this expression, it doesn't appear that it is going to be very advantageous, right? And now we can do an approximation also. Suppose this RD is very small. We can see the value of this voltage gain for two extreme values of RD. That means when RD is very small, obviously compared with R zeros, and second configuration scenario when RD is very large, in fact maybe larger than this or comparable to this. So for small RD, so when RD is small, this term can be neglected. So this AV cascode, this becomes minus GM1 RD. This is product, so this cannot be overlooked. So this has to be there. And we have GM2 R01 R02 divided by RD can be now removed. Right. And here we already know that this product term containing three terms will be always significantly larger than each of the R01 or R02. So this can be further approximated as minus GM1 RD, and we will have GM2 R01 R02 divided by GM2 R01 R02. This is for which will be very often true, much greater than R01 or R02. So this turns out to be minus GM1 RD. So we see that when RD is very small or small, In that case, the cascode configuration does not offer any advantage in terms of voltage gain. So it says that if you want to use amplifier where RD is small, then don't use cascode. You will not get any advantage. It will only increase the circuit size. Now let us see what happens when RD is very large. So we are now going to make RD very large, this RD. So for RD approaching to infinity. So in this case, we can divide numerator and denominator by RD. So in numerator we have 1 plus GM2 R02. In denominator we have 1 plus R01 plus R02 plus GM2 R01 R02 divided by RD. So now if you take RD infinite, this term will become 0, second term in the denominator. So we will be left with only 1. And in numerator we have this expression. So AB of the cascode becomes minus GM1 R01 into 1 plus GM2 R02. Right. So we have now product of two terms. So here this term you can see, in fact we have already derived that this term is voltage gain of a single NMOS. So this term is going to be the voltage gain of this circuit. So you have a current source, ideal current source load, and then this MOS has channel length modulation, and the voltage gain that you will get in this circuit is going to be exactly equal to GM1 into R01, where R01 is the R0 of this first MOS. So this is M1. So bottom MOS, you can say that of the cascode, this MOS between Vi and Vx gives you a gain equal to GM1 R01. Now what about this one? 1 plus GM2 R02. So to interpret this, now we can take up the second MOS, this second MOS separately and provide an input here, and then try to see that what output we get here, provided RD is infinite. That means RD itself is current source. So let me be more particular about this configuration. So this says that we are basically trying to find out the voltage gain of this circuit. So this is DC, and then we have ID in place of RD, and that's how the RD becomes infinite impedance. And now we want to know what is the voltage gain, and for both the cases, for both the transistors, lambda is not equal to 0. So we have already seen that this fellow, the bottom fellow, will give rise to this factor. Then you can possibly guess that the second MOS will possibly give rise to this, but we can quickly work it out to see that indeed that is the case. So CG of cascode. So the second MOS, this M2, will be having this scenario. here. So if you want what is the Vx by Vo by Vx, then we can see this. Now this is open circuit, so there is no resistor between the output node and the ground. And here we have Vx and the gate is grounded. And this is GM2, VGS2, and this is VGS2. So now here you can see that VO, or rather this Vx minus VO is going to be R02 into this current, say IR2, and this IR2 you can see is GM VGS2. So R02 IR2 is basically GM2 VGS2. So this is R02 GM2 minus Vx. So we see that this becomes 1 plus R02 GM2 Vx is equal to Vo. So it says Vo by Vx is equal to 1 plus GM2 R02. So what we got here when we found the voltage gain, the second factor is basically the uh, voltage gain offered by the second MOS, that is the common gate configuration. So this is gain of this configuration. You can see, suppose input were here, in that case what you would get, right? So what we find is that AV of the cascode for current source biasing, or in RD is equal to infinite, is simply equal to AV of common source, single MOS, and AV of common gate single MOS configuration, right? And here this factor is going to be definitely a lot more compared with 1, because this is at order 10 raised to minus 3, this is 10 raised to 5 worst case. So this is going to be of order of 10 raised to 2. So this can be approximated as minus GM1, GM2, R01, R02. But here keep in mind that this relation is exact. This one is exact in terms of CS and CG. This is where approximation comes when we drop the 1. Right. So now this example, or this case says that uh, this configuration can be used to get significantly larger gain compared with any of the CS or CG amplifiers, provided RD is very large, right? So what we have done here is substituted RD by ideal current source. So this is fine when you are talking on paper, but when you go for implementation, this has to be substituted by a current source with very large output resistance. So question comes that how do we implement that requirement? And fortunately, the same configuration can be used as current source also. In fact, that was the first application of the cascode as more practical or better current source. So this current source itself can now be substituted by a cascode configuration. So now if you want to see the cascode amplifier implemented in real life, then amplifier with current source. as what is called load. So we have our amplifier here, cascode amplifier, and now we want ideal current source between VDD and this drain 2. So what we do, we put another cascode here. But now you see that in this cascode, the reference voltage available is VDD. That is, a higher voltage is available as a fixed voltage. That means here this cascode has to be now implemented using PMOS. So this is the cascode configuration using NMOS, where the source is fixed to reference and reference is 0. But when the reference is a high voltage, the highest voltage available, then the source should now be connected to that. That means this should be the starting circuitry of the any circuit that you have to connect here. So since the source is connected here, so drain is available here, and now for cascode, the source of the second MOS should be connected to this drain. So then we should have this configuration like this. Right. So this is the circuit that will be actually implemented in real life. Now we have a current source with very large impedance. So RD is now going to be very large. So gain of this is going to be approximately equal to the gain of product of these two amplifiers. Okay, so I pointed out that the gain of this cascode can be calculated in 3 ways. So I have already done it using the first way, which we call as a first principle. Now we are going to use a second technique for finding out the voltage gain. So AVCD using, so this is the second technique, GM and RO. So we know that AV is given by transconductance of the circuit and the output resistance. So for this case, we will have to find out these two cases. Now we return to the simple case for the analysis purpose. So to find out the voltage gain of this cascode, what we will have to do, we have to find out short circuit transconductance and RO. So RO is going to be this output resistance, which you can see is going to be parallel of the upper resistance, which we will call as R1, and the resistance offered by this pair of transistor, which we will call as R2. Right. So here finding out RO is going to be easy. RO is parallel of R1 and R2, where R1 is simply RD and R2, we have already analyzed the output impedance of this configuration when we use this as current source. So keep in mind that when we try to find out the R2 of this configuration, you will have to short circuit the input, remove the input. That means you have to ground this one. So once you ground this one, and this is anyway grounded for AC, so this becomes indistinguishable from the corresponding current source configuration, where this was also at DC, right? That means no time variation. So for that case, we found R2 was R01 plus R02 plus GM2, the GM of the second transistor whose source is degenerated, and then R01 and R02. Right. So RO is known. It is trivial. And then we can try to find out what will be GM. Finding GM. So for this finding GM, we will have to substitute this MOS by the small signal models and then try to find out the GM. So we have Vi, and what we do, we short circuit the output. So we are taking output between this node and ground. So we short circuit it. And here you can see that when we short circuit, there is no point in connecting RD, but you can, if you want, you can put. So RD gets shorted out. This is ground, so RD will have no role. Putting it here is of no advantage. So by definition, GM is going to be IO, the short circuit current that will flow, divided by the input voltage. This is the definition of GM we have seen. So we can quickly estimate what will be GM. So KCL at drain 2, IU is equal to this current GM2 VGS2 plus this current, which is going to be, this is 0 volt and this will be say VS2. So 0 minus VS2 divided by R02, and this VGS2 is minus VS2. So this is minus VS2 divided by R02. So this becomes GM2 plus 1 by R02 VS2. So we have this unknown VS2 which needs to be removed or written in terms of the external input Vi. So now we can write KCL at drain 1 here. At this location we can write the KCL. So this becomes, see, same current now will flow here also. So I0 is now equal to GM1 VGS1 plus current through R01, which will be VS2 divided by R01. And this GS1 is simply VI. Source is grounded, gate is connected to input. So this is Vi plus VS2 divided by R01. So we can say this is equation 4, 5. So here we can eliminate VS2 from 4 using 5, and then one can get the relation between VO, IO and VI, and from there one can find out the ratio of these two quantities. So GM is going to be IO divided by VI, and this will turn out to be GM1 R01 R02 plus R01 plus R02 divided by GM1 GM2 R01 R02 plus R01. Sorry, there is a mistake here. Actually, it is going to be inverse of this. This will be numerator, this is going to be denominator. So now you can see that what will be AB is going to be this GM into minus GM into RO. So this is GM1, GM2, R02 plus 1, R01 can be taken common, minus RD, and this is parallel of RD and uh, parallel of R1 and R2. So R1 is RD. So this parallel becomes product of these two divided by sum of these two. So denominator becomes RD plus R01 plus R02 plus GM2 R01 R02. And in denominator we have this factor, and in numerator also we have this factor. So you can say these two factors, this will cancel out, and what will be left is only this much portion. So this turns out to be same as what we calculated using the first technique. Now there is a third technique that can be used to find out the same voltage gain. So now what we do, we interpret this configuration as two-stage amplifier. That means this Vi is first amplified by first MOS to give a Vx, and this Vx is finally amplified to produce Vo. Right? So this AV of the cascode, which is Vo by Vi, can be written as Vo by Vx into Vx by Vi. So here this becomes the voltage gain of this first one, and this becomes the voltage gain of the second one. So now for Vx by Vi, the circuit will be like this. We have MOS 1, this is Vx. But now what will happen is, we will have to substitute this upper part, this whole thing, by Thevenin model. So there is no time varying external source. So Thevenin model is going to be simply a resistor, say RD dash, right? So what we will now have is resistor RD dash, right? So question comes that what will be now the Vx in this scenario. So if you take a MOS like this and look into its source for lambda not equal to 0, of course for lambda is equal to 0, this will be simply 1 by Gm. But when you take channel length modulation also, then it is not going to be simply 1 by Gm. Rather, in this case, Rin is going to be given by R0 plus Rd divided by 1 by Gm R0. So the input impedance looking into source gets modified like this. So here you can see that if you take the limit R0 infinity, it will turn out to be 1 by Gm. Right. So now we have the same scenario here. So what will be the voltage gain. So we know that here voltage gain AVCS is simply GM1 into RD parallel with RD dash parallel with R01, because R01 will now appear in parallel with this case. Okay. So for a small signal model, this other end will also be grounded, because we are talking about the only AC quantities, where RD dash will be, where RD dash is given by this formula. That means R01 plus RD divided by 1 plus GM1 R01. Right. Now this second factor for VO by Vx, our circuit is like this. So here you can see that we have a simple common gate configuration, right? And in this case, we can find out the voltage gain of this circuit. So voltage gain here will be AVCG is given by 1 plus GM2 R02 into RD divided by R02 plus RD. Right. So one can now multiply these two gains to get the overall gain of the circuit. And if you carry out this analysis, the answer will turn out to be same that we have obtained from the previous cases. So these are three ways. In fact, there is one more way also of finding out voltage gain of this. So in that case, what we do, instead of substituting the upper part by ARD and then finding out the voltage gain of common source, what we do, we substitute this lower side, the first MOS along with input, by its Thevenin model. In that case, this will get substituted in this way. So here, since we have external input also, so when you find the Thevenin model of first stage, it will include not only a resistor, but it will also include a source. So in this case, scenario will be like this. So this is using Thevenin model of M1, the first stage. So this is for this circuit. So now you can see that this Thevenin model has reduced the cascode to fundamentally a common gate configuration, which is now being fed by non-ideal source. So this is the non-ideal source with ideal voltage source and RS. And actually when you work it out, this will turn out to be VI. So if you try to find out the voltage gain of this common gate configuration, that means VO by VS, that will turn out to be VO by VI. And that is what you have been looking for. So now you can attack this problem using first principle, that means substitute this by a small signal model. Or if you know the formula for this configuration, then you can directly use the formula. So here AV CD will be VO by VS, which will turn out to be VO by VI. So this is the fourth way in which this cascode can be analyzed for its gain. And let me remind that when we use in real life, RD should be substituted by a cascode current source to get a more gain compared with each of the two stages.